Java, by accepting each other, by accepting all the components, living together as a brotherness between the nations. We think it's the first step, maybe towards the federalism in the Middle East, I think. And it's because of that, I said, is a sample, could be a model for all Syria and all Middle East. Yeah, so because of that, we are not separatists.
Beste galderarik? Da galderarik edo impresiorik iragokizunik, ero... Bai, nei, bueno, esan beharrak hainbatetan egon naizela Roxaban, eta atentzio eman dit, batez ere Jasiran lehen aipatu du, kantoi hau dala, bueno, onartu berri direla ofizial gisa, kurduera, arabiera eta siriakoa. Orduan, batetikan leporatze zaio administrazioni izatea, bueno, ezagutzen ez duenak leporatze zaio kurduen aldeko izatea bakarreka. Minuan zaudela eta ikuste dezunin, gerlarien artean badaudela siriakoa, badaudela arabiarrak, badaudela turkomanoak, hau da, han funtsian Roxaban bizi diren guztia, bate oso harrituta gelditzen da, ez? Eta hortaz gain, diversitatearekiko errespetuaz gain, nik galdetu nahi nion Saliri nola ikusten du berak, noraino eman dezaken emakumeen aldeko lana, Roxaban egiten ari den emakumeen aldeko lana, baino Ekialde Hurbil mailan. Hau da, nolako garrantzia ikusten dion berak lan horrei, ez? Batetikan diversitatea, jakina, eta bestetikan emakumeen aldeko ekimen horri.
Well, I think what you are saying is how you can live. I think is the only way to accept each other. Otherwise, you have to fight each other, which has been done maybe since hundreds of thousands of years. And now, if you look at what's going on in the Middle East, it's a fighting between Sunnis and Shias, which is, it means, by the meaning, it's a war between Muawiyah and Ali, which is 1,400 years old fighting. So they are not going to solve any problem because Ali has been died, Muawiyah has been died, but the fighting is still going ahead. So are we going to continue this mentality? No, it's impossible. You have to change your mind. You have to accept each other. And the same for the Christians and Muslims. And for Jewish, even for the Jewish people, I mean, living in the Middle East, they are part of the Middle East. They have a right to live, they have a right to do anything. So only the democratic way to accept each other, they can live together. And the similar for the women, for example, I mean, in Rojava, now just became not as traditional for us, but as maybe as a style of life. I mean, we cannot accept anything done without women. Women should share everything. I mean, if there is no women in any case or any party or any decision, we feel it's not complete. Yeah, it should be. I mean, women are 50% of any society and any live. Because of that, we cannot keep the women at the kitchen and do what just make the children. So they have to do something else. They are human beings. They should live. They should do it. I mean, it's not a weak. A member of the humanities. She can do everything. And for example, now we have in YPG, which is People's Defending Units, we have women holding the weapon protecting themselves, protecting their dignity, protecting their honor, and protecting the society also. So what's wrong in this side? I mean, which mentality can refuse this one? And we are doing it. It's okay. I mean, our society is very satisfied. I mean, the people are very satisfied. The women are very satisfied, and even the man who wasn't accepting that one is accepting now and accepting this life. So it means we have to change our mentalities. We cannot live with a mentality refusing the women sharing for everything. We cannot accept the mentality not accepting, the other people to live together, giving chance to other ideas, to the other, even beliefs to live together. So we have to change the mentality. We know, changing the mentality is very difficult, more difficult than to kill the people. But it's true, you cannot do without it. So because of that, we are working for changing the mentality. We have changed the mentality of our society as the Kurdish society, and we are trying, maybe it's our duty to change the mentality of our neighbors too. I mean the Arabs and the other nations. So we are engaged to change their mentality. Also, to live, to be safe in our homes, we have to change the mentality of our neighbors too. And we are doing that, and we succeeded till now, and I hope all the European minds, European democracy will not end with the European borders. It should be extended to our places to share us and to help us for changing this mentality also. This is, I think, the case for us, yeah.
Askotan aipatzen da, azken finen izaten egia Siriako kurduen berri, ez? Eta, batek Ekialde Hurbileko mapari erreparatzen dionin, konturatzen da, Siriakoa izan da hain justu, bertako erregimen edo gobernu sekular bakarra inguruko guztiak erlijioa oso txertatuta, oso mamituta da gate euren konstituzioan, ez? Ordan galdera da, hain txarra izan da Assadtarren agintea zuentzako edo Siriar herriarentzako, ez bakarrikan kurduentzako, baizikan Siriar herriarentzako oro har.
Yeah, I think the problem is not for one person. Bashar al-Assad, maybe Bashar was a member of the family, but he was governing by the name of the Ba'ath system, the Ba'ath party, which is not only somebody want to make understood that it's only the Alawites governing. No, it's not the Alawites governing. There were oligarchic system was governing Syria, and this called Ba'ath regime, which is mainly there were some Alawites, some Sunnis from Damascus, and some traders, and many people sharing all together how to govern all these people by the name of the Ba'ath party. So they were shown as a secular, but they were not secular at all, at any time, because the main thing, what they are saying, all the law and everything is from the source of Quran. So it means Islam in any way for relation for the society. So what's went on, it's Islamic rules. This is one. And secondly, they didn't believe of the pluralism, because they believe only there is one nation, which is the Arabs and all Syrians. So where is the other minorities? We are talking about the 15% of the Kurdish people. They were not represented anywhere. And also for Durzis, for Alawites, for the other minorities, and even for the beliefs. As I mentioned, the Syriacs, They are very ancient nation living in Mesopotamia and part of Syria. And the first time we're accepting in the Jazeera canton their language to be an official language. It wasn't accepted because nobody will accept them. And let's say another thing. I mean, in 1950, according to some, statistics, there were 20% of the Syrian population, they were Christians. How many Christians now in Syria? There are less than 8%. Why? It's just because those Muslims or Salafists, they don't accept the Christians, and they just moved out, and they are not now everywhere. I mean, all Europe, there were Syrians, maybe Armenians and Christians. They moved from Syria just because the governing thing is Islam, and Islam, Sunni Islam. So we cannot talk about the secularism in real, in the actual, what we are living in on the ground. There was no secular, and Arabism was the first thing, not accepting the other nations. Can you imagine in the 20th century, and now we are in the 21st century, a nation cannot speak their mother language, cannot be taught their language in the schools, which the Kurds still, their language is prohibited. You cannot buy a book in Kurdish and read it because they put you in jail for 1 or 2 years just because they captured a Kurdish book in your home. This is the actual thing. So there is no secular, there is no, so it's not related to one person to say Bashar al-Assad or some. It's not a matter of one person. It's the matter of mentality, the matter of oligarchic system governing in Syria. And this oligarchic system is still valid till now. Not only one person is Bashar al-Assad. To say Bashar again, the others, the Baathist parties, the regime, the intelligence services. We have 7 intelligence services which they have boardrooms and torturing the people. And you know many people of Syria, how they were tortured and they killed under the torture. So this is the way, the actual what we were living, in Syria. So there is no secular, there is no democracy and nothing at all. And it should be gone, should be changed, yeah.
Galderarik hor badago beste bat.
Bi galdera. Berrian egin dizutuen elkarrizketan eta gaur hemen berriro aipatu duzu, nazioartean ez duzutela inolako babesik sentitzen. Guk ere, Euskaldunok ere ez dugu sentitzen, eta oro har estadurik gabeko nazio minorizatu guztiei gauza bera gertatzen zaie. Hala ere, autonomia politikoaren aldeko aukera egin duzu zuek, baina nazioartean badiru dizuek gu bezala eta beste askok bezala ez daukazutela zer egin handirik. Orduan ez dakite hor uste dut kontradizio bat badagoela, autonomia politikoa alde batetik eta hain zuzen ere estadurik gabe nazioartean ez daukagula ahotsik, ez daukazuela ahotsik. Gero jakin nahi nuke kurduen sentimendu nazionalean zein den elementu hegemonikoa. Kultura, hizkuntza, ala erlijioa. Alegia kurdo batek zuek Rojaban bereziki eta oro har Kurdistan osoan, kurduek beren burua definitzen dutenean nondik hasten dira. Alegia zein da elementu hegemonikoan beren burua definitzeko orduan. Batez ere erlijioa da edo hizkuntza kultura dira.
Eskerrik asko.
Well, what we are saying, we told, we are defending ourselves in our homes against those Salafis, against the regime. In our land, we are not getting the support from the international area, that's right. Still nobody is supporting us, still nobody taking care of us because we are alone against these Salafists. I said we believe that we are defending the democracy, and all the pro-democracy forces should be beside us, I mean in Europe or anywhere. But till now we are alone. It's real, it's true. And even because for the humanitarian aids, we have contacted many sources, for example, the Red Cross and Red Crescent and so. They said we deal with the legal organizations, I mean organization related to some states, to some governments. But we have no, I mean our Kurdish people in Rojava especially, we don't have this kind because we didn't have the government. And our Red Crescent, for example, in Syria, it's called Arabic Syrian Red Crescent. It means it's for Arabs. And actually there are many aids went to the Red Crescent, but they didn't give it to Kurds. It's just because they are Kurds, and those people working with the Red Crescent, they consider themselves as the people of the government. So they didn't go to the Kurdish areas. That I mean, nobody is beside us, even for the humanitarian aids. Yes, so we are not looking for the autonomy in the classic meaning. We are looking for, democratic ways to get our rights, which is our right. We are not saying the autonomy in classic meaning. And even if we call for the classic meaning, the autonomy is our rights. But what we are doing is a new system. We are establishing a new system. And if we say Kurds, it means ethnically it's a different people. We have our language, we have our cultural, we have our, as a nation, we are talking about 30 million Kurds. We are just 4 million, maybe 3.5 million in Syria, but we are 40 millions. We are in the North Kurdistan, in Turkey, we are in South Kurdistan in Iran, we are in South Kurdistan in Iraq, and East Kurdistan in Iran. All we are, and we gain some maybe national gains in rights, maybe in Iraq, it's okay. KRG is now available, which is kind of federalism in Iraq, and the Kurds, they have some rights, but in the other parts we are still struggling to get our democratic rights. So those rights are cultural rights and political rights and social rights and many rights all together, and we are trying to find it in the new system we are establishing in our areas. So yeah, this is I think the answer of the question.
Beste bat, beste galderarik?
Bueno, nik galdetu nahi nioke nazioartean izan duen esperientziari buruz. Eta, bueno, zehazkia izen batzurekin, azaldu diguzun esperientziak Europan gutxienez irudiko luke oso oihartzun eta zabala beharko lukeela. Eta ziur aski mendebaldeko ikuspegitik harrera beroena beharko lukeena, eta aldiz esaten diguzu, justu baztertuena dena, inork aintzat hartzen ez duena. Orduan, galdetu nahiko nizuke, nolakoak izan dituzun esperientziak eta jende hauekin guztiekin, ez? Badakit adibidez, Errusian eta Lavrov atzarri ministroarekin bildu izan zarela, Turkiak biztan da eta oso papel garrantzitsua jokatzen du honetan guztian ere, eta hasieratik ere horre bildu izan zara, ez, Davutoglu Turkiako atzarri ministroarekin, eta era berean, ez dakit mendebaldean, Europan eta edo Estatu Batuetan, ez dakit Catherine Ashton edo hauetariko jendearekin, ofizialki baztertzen zaituztenek, behar bada, ez dakit, bileretan eta ze hitz edo esaten dizueten, ze itxura batean, mendebaldeak justu ere babestu edo bultzatu beharko lukeen eredua ordezkatzen duzue.
Eskerrik asko.
Actually, we met the Russians, we met the Turkish, the foreign ministries, but not Catherine Ashton, because many sides are refusing to meet us, and especially United States, for example. We knocked their door many times, but nobody want to listen, not willing to listen to us. And even for European countries, I've been to London, nobody accepted to see me from the government, and in Paris also, in Germany. But the Russians and Turkish, of course, they saw me, and what they are saying, yes, you have your right, you have your democratic rights, you can call it, you can struggle for it. But Russian was trying to make any connection between us and the government, which we refused. Said no, we cannot do it because we have our rights and we don't trust this regime. So this is the way, we talk to them. And still we have relations with them, with the Russians. They are okay, they're accepting, we have democratic rights. The Kurdish issue should be solved and so. But practically, they cannot do anything because there are many other sides not accepting us. For the Turkish side, yes, we went there, we told them, we are not enemies, we would like to have a good relations with you, we are not against the Turkish people, we have historical relations, and we also said we don't like those Salafi groups to be supported by you. And they said, we are not supporting them, and we are not encouraging them to attack your people. But maybe just was few days we found actually they were supporting it. So it means they have said something and done something else. So because of that, we just went again and told them again. And now, recently, we find that the Turkish are keeping a little bit far away, make a distance between them and those groups. I hope they will change their policies, and then we will have no problem with the Turkish government in future. And really, because we have 800 kilometers border between Syria and Turkey, and the both sides of this border is the Kurdish people, the Kurdish citizens. So for any, maybe anything or any incident in the border, it will affect the Kurds in both sides. So we don't like, the safety and of this border is our duty to keep our people from fighting or not to be hurt. We don't like to hurt our people. So this is the case, and we'll try, trying, knocking the doors to make them understand us, to tell what we are looking for. Just to make the people understand what we are looking for, and we are struggling for. Yes.
Besterik balda?
Bai, atxaldeon. Nik galdetu nahi nuke, lehen aipatu duzu diasporaren laguntza jasotzen dezuela, eta hortaz jakin nahi nuke pixka gehiago zerri deitzen diozuten diaspora, zenbat jende dan, eta ia diaspora hitz egiterakoan kontutan hartzen dezuen kurduen nolabait ere populazio guztia, edota diasporan ere erreproduzitzen den estatuen arteko banaketa hori, alegia jasotzen dezuen laguntza datorren nagusiki Siriatik joandako kurduen gandik, edota badagoen alako kurduen arteko diaspora mailako harreman edo sarerik. Estaduen arteko muga gaindituko lituzkena.
Eskerrik asko.
Well, by diaspora we mean all the Kurds living outside Kurdistan. It's not only for the Rojava. For example, in Germany alone we have maybe approximately more than 1.5 million Kurds. And also for Scandinavian countries, I mean, we have many, many Kurds. And we are not talking about Rojava only because, for example, we have a Red Crescent, which is Kurdistani Red Crescent. It's for all the Kurdish people, I mean, from Eastern Kurdistan, from Rojava, and from North Kurdistan, working all together, collecting the any aids for the Kurdish people and sending them, especially the medicines is sent by the Red Crescent, Kurdistani Red Crescent. So we have many organizations, and our people in diaspora are really making many efforts, especially for the, diplomatic connections and meetings with the government, with the others, especially for NGOs. We have many relations and trying to find help and good understanding between the people and especially the political parties. For example, my visit even to here is just by the people who are friends of the Kurds, and we thank you them again for inviting us and giving us the opportunity to make these meetings and to tell what we are doing, to make the Basque people to understand the situation in Rojava. So it's persons and peoples and organizations who like to see the Kurdish people, to have good relations with them. So I think all of this is diaspora Kurds are making them, and even if we have some Basque people became Kurdish people like Carlos, so also we are proud of those kind of friends. Yes.
Besterik badakazute. Bueno, igual honela emango jau amaiera, eta batez ere, Sale Muslim jaunari eskertuz guri indako txoko hau, ez? Pentsatu behar dezute honelako persona baten agenda dela oso estua. Aipatu duen bezala, badabil Ingalaterran, Iranera, juten da, Errusian, Turkian, eta, hala ere, olako agenda estua izaki, atera dio tarte bat guri bisita egiteko. Orduan, Muslim jauna, eskerrik asko.
Thank you very much.